Welcome back. Today we are going to be discussing the aura types of a generator and a manifesting generator. These are extremely important, and I'll tell you why. Because most of us don't think that we came with a manual this lifetime, how to operate this system, this human form we were given. Fact is that we were. The aura types through human design and our study of gene keys shows us exactly how we were supposed to operate. And we have ignored it. Most of us have ignored it our entire lives because we didn't understand that we have a specific aura type and a strategy. And therefore, it tells us exactly how we are to operate in the world to get the most successful results. Many of us are operating in a modality that has nothing to do with our type or how we came to this planet to be successful, happy, joyous, and fulfill our potential. We're acting like we're a forklift when we're actually a rototiller or some other type of vehicle that has nothing to do with how we function. We're trying to fit in a world that has about 70% generators and manifesting generators. And we are perhaps a projector, a reflector, or a manifester. So each one of us needs to know our role in the whole production so we can perform at our peak. Below, I will provide links for free human design and gene keys charts so you can follow along and at least understand which of the modalities you are. This is extremely important if we have any desire to reach our full potential and at least know why we're here on this planet and stop asking the question, why am I here? What is my purpose? And the deeper we dive in, the more exciting it becomes. Seriously, it is amazing what you find out about yourself and how to transmute shadows into the gifts and then the highest potential of that particular key or line, which is called the Siddhi. It's spelled Siddhi. And that is what we're striving for. But more importantly, we're striving to be in this moment, seeing what comes up, seeing that is asking to be healed, so we see the gem within the shadow. All right, I want to introduce you to Sophia.
And so the generator aura is an important aura, very important, since 70% of us on the planet are carrying around this aura type. We have a pure generator, and then we have the manifesting generator, which combines the energy manifesting force of the manifester, but it's still encased in the aura of a generator. So we'll discuss what those two different factors are, but we'll just speak about generator in general because it applies to both of them. So the generator's measuring stick, are they frustrated? I know when I studied human design and asked myself, where's my frustration? I would say it was maybe 70-80% frustration. So that means I wasn't really in line with generating the aura type of a generator and working in harmony with what one is meant to do. And so as a generator, the aura type is a very attractive aura. It draws to us what is ours. It's kind of like the Kuan Yin Buddha, to just pull in with a compassionate heart. What is mine, let it come to me, and what is not mine, let it fall away. So we generators, and that's my aura type, we have the ability to be still and wait for life to tap us on the shoulder. And when life taps you on the shoulder, then you have to respond. For example, if you're walking across the floor in your house and you notice your plant is drooping and it needs water, then the generator response is, oh, I need to water my plant, but I've got to get to work. I'll do it when I get home today. So you make a mental note to water your plant when you get home. So that's life tapping you on the shoulder, and then you respond. So it's in the response that all of the people, places, things, opportunities that we have been attracting with our aura that draws to us what is ours in the world, then we have to practice correct response to that. And to someone taps you on the shoulder, do you want a cup of tea? No, thank you. Someone taps you on the shoulder, do you want a cappuccino? Oh yeah, uh-huh. And so when we respond, it's something that is natural and instinctual from our sacral center. And then we have different authorities as we answer yes or no questions in our lives, and we'll talk about those another day. But the idea that the generator has an aura that pulls to us what is ours, and we have to say yes to what is ours and say no to what is not ours, because things will be passing us by, and we have to know what it is we want to embrace, because we're here to let our aura transmit the creative life force of the sacral center. We're connected to the sacral center, this creative life-giving energy, and that's why generators are the workhorses on the planet. We're the busy bees. We're the Energizer Bunny. We go and get a lot done, and we can also quit a lot of things too if we don't make sure we're responding for what's correct for us. We can get in the middle of something and realize, oh, this is not mine to do. So the frustration, if we're feeling frustration, we should be feeling satisfaction, because generators love to have projects to work on. They love to be doing things and have the satisfaction of a job well done. They love to feel the satisfaction in relationships and the work, and just trusting their sacral response to guide them toward what is theirs, and stay away from what isn't ours. So life is meant to stimulate, and when life stimulates, we respond. We don't sit down and make a to-do list. That's a manifestor thing, to make a to-do list. I got to call my sister today. I've got to this. I call my sister. She's not there. Well, if I'm thinking, oh yeah, I haven't talked to my sister for a while, let me call her. Well, she'll answer when I call, because I'm responding to my life tapping me on the shoulder, and the aura is going to draw to me what's mine. My job is to not say yes to someone else because I feel guilty, or they're pressuring me, or I want to be the good girl, and I'm saying yes to someone else, and my yes passed on the other side, and I missed it because the wanting to say yes to everything can be a problem. So we have to, as a generator, we have to watch our frustration level. Are we responding, or are we getting into this misplaced manifestor energy where we try to run out and make things happen? We have to respond. Maybe we see a flyer and it's talking about a course that looks really interesting, and we go to that course and we meet people that we have a lot in common with, and we develop new friendships. This is response. We are responding. We are looking around, noticing what goes on in life, and we respond to it. And when we do that, then we keep bumping into things that increase our satisfaction and can limit the frustration. As I say, in my life, I had a lot of frustration. Now I have very little frustration, because I trust that process of what is mine, let it come to me, and if it's not mine, I don't need to get my hands dirty with it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's a great description of a generator aura type. So talk about...
There's so many generators on the planet, you can just smell the frustration in the air nowadays. How many people are really working with satisfaction and joy, doing the job that they really love? How many people are going through the motions and they're very frustrated? So the fact that 70% of us are generators means that there's a lot of people who are making do and not really refining that that sacral response to know what's yours and what isn't yours. Does it make you want to take a step toward it? Yeah, that's mine. Or does it make you step back and something feels off here? So this frustration can really be something turned into satisfaction when we realize we have so many things that will come to us in the smorgasbord of life. We just have to wait and choose the one that brings us joy. If I'm living a life with no joy, why am I living someone else's life? As a generator, I'm supposed to have satisfaction. If I don't have that, I'm making choices that don't serve my higher good.
Yeah.
And so the generator, the manifesting generator, that's another type. Half of the 70% are the pure generators, and the other half are the manifesting generators. And manifesting generators have an ability to skip some steps and manifest in a more quick manner than the pure generator does. But the manifesting generator still has to respond. He can't just go out and inform people and manifest. That's going to bring frustration. I've known several manifesting generators who thought they're just going out and making it happen, and they've spent most of their life deeply frustrated because they can feel that ability to manifest. It's in there, but if it's not stimulated by the correct stimulation in the world, that you're not getting that aha to respond to, then that manifesting doesn't really happen. And also, because a manifester has a big energy, and this is the Energizer Bunny, they can use up their energy faster. So a manifester may often have to change their mind at the last minute. They say they're going to do something, and then, well, I've changed my mind. I really don't have the energy for that now. And I have a friend who's a manifesting generator, and I used to get really irritated as a pure generator, because when I say I'm going to do something, I'm on the train, I'm energetically heading toward the destination to get there and do it when we said we're going to do it. Well, the manifesting generator decides, I don't really have the energy, I don't want to go to the movies today or something. And so I can feel great disappointment that why are you letting me down? But if I understand it's the nature of a manifesting generator, their energy changes, they don't have the energy to follow through, and out of respect and friendship, I can be prepared for that move when they have to change at the last minute. So it's really, really helpful to understand human design and our aura types, to understand how we can accept how different we are. Isn't that wonderful and delightful? And isn't it frustrating and challenging at times? But if we understand that, then it can really help us move more gracefully with each other and allow those moments to define themselves as need be. And as a manifesting generator, they can skip some steps, but sometimes they're too quick, and they have to go back to the beginning and start all over again, too. So that manifesting generator, it's a bigger energy, and it's not as easy to make all the right calls along the way. You can manifest with more speed and clarity at times, but you've always got to be reading the response correctly, and energy can change at the last minute, and you have to change your direction. So the generators are a huge, powerful force on the planet that are motors that just keep going, and get things done. And the frustration needs to turn to satisfaction when we learn how to say no to that which is not ours to do, because we're meant to feel great satisfaction from the work we do. Our sacral center is creative, it's generating, we're feeling connected in our relationships, and we can just trust that we don't need to do anything except respond. It's pretty simple, and one can really reduce frustration by letting the ability to respond be the guiding light.
So fascinating, too, the different types. And I know for myself as a projector, all the manifesting generator men in my life, which I didn't even understand at the time,
just their energy holding whatever it was as myself as a projector allowed me to manifest into the world incredible situations and opportunities. And I also know that energy doesn't burn me out, whereas many generators, if I'm with them too long, literally I start getting super antsy inside, like jittery, almost like, okay, I've got to go. And yet I noticed with you spending time for hours and hours and hours, and even days when we were in Italy together at your place, I never felt burnt out by your aura type as a generator. I always felt stimulated. So that is a curiosity for me, like why most generators, I can only take small doses of them. Yet yours, is it because you studied these in the shadows and your meditation practice? What do you feel that is?
Well, the generator and the projector have a very special relationship. The generator has the ability to call out the projector and see the projector, and then the projector, when they get called out and they're seen, they can share their genius with other people. And so the right generator-projector relationship is really a giving and receiving loop of energy. And so a manifesting generator can be busy with the manifesting and not tuning into the projector, because the manifester, they're busy manifesting. They don't need anybody else. The manifestor part, the manifesting generator. So there's a push-pull kind of energy in a manifesting generator. They have the potential to really make a lot happen, but they also have the shadow side of the manifester that can not respect the other person, can cause them to be overwhelmed because they're not tuning in. And the projector, we'll talk about the projector later, but the projector really needs to be seen and appreciated. And that's a challenging, energetic field of energy for the projector, and when generators and projectors really click, there's something magical that happens in that. So I think you and I have found a way to appreciate what each brings to the other's aura to create a harmonic convergence that's wonderful. And that's what it's meant to be. The projector is meant to help guide the generators, because they have a lot of energy, but they can be really frustrated because they're using it in wrong ways a lot of the time. So that projector generator is really the manifester is not that interested in what the projector has to say, and the reflector has a different job. They're kind of in their own little category, being the mirror that reflects. But the generator and projector, there's something mystically connected with those, and it's wonderful when it works.
Yeah, it is fascinating because some of the manifestors that I do know, if they had stopped and listened to my direction when asked, and then instead overrode it, it would have served them far better. So I can see when an aura type is in balance and when one isn't. And in your case, as a generator, I believe now that you're speaking and you're talking about how much you healed within yourself, and there's that frustration is very limited now because you are living your life consciously with your aura type, and therefore perhaps what put me on edge as a projector with other generators is when they are mostly frustration because they really don't understand how they're supposed to show up in the world. And that could be what I'm feeling, and that's what repels me after a while. It was just a thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. And going on to the generator sleeping pattern, they are the Energizer Bunny, and they just need to go and go and go until they fall over and are tired. All the other aura types are best to go to bed an hour early and wind down. The generator is happiest if they're sitting writing or reading a book and then fall asleep in the middle of whatever they're creating and doing. There's just a sense of, okay, I've drained the battery, time to put it back on the recharger, get up tomorrow morning and go at it again, so that the generator has an energy that's pure motor energy. It just real, that sacral center is where life force, sexuality, creativity, all that energy wants to be expressed and move. And when the battery's been discharged, then there's no more energy. And it's like an on and off switch, really. I find myself often just, oops, I fell asleep again right in the middle of whatever I was doing, and then remembering to put oneself to bed and do the full rest process and all. So just respecting the fact that we're wired in a certain way, and we're going to really improve. The manifestor is going to find more peace when they show up as a manifestor and don't try to do other things. The generator is going to feel a lot more satisfaction when they allow themselves to be that. And there's a lot of confusion. I know in my family, we had two pure generators, one manifesting generator, and then our son was the projector. And he just felt this energy. He felt that the mom and dad and the daughter are all generators, and he was the projector. So he knew that we loved our daughter more than him. He felt he was the outcast one. And that was just electromagnetic energy, because we were the generators and he's the projector, who could have had some useful input, but, well, we're the parents and that's the sister, and we're not really asking him for input. So not being seen and respected for what he might contribute to the family could add to that as we age and become adults and all that. But to see that there's a way to feel that you're not in the group just because electromagnetically something's vibing and you're aware that you're not in that vibration. How about your family, Angelica? Did you feel energy groupings that you felt a part of or weren't a part of growing up?
I got off at the wrong stop. That's all I can say. And no, but I always felt like I was different from the rest. Actually, I was different from the rest. And that's a very interesting place to be when you are a projector and you feel deeply and you feel other people's aura types and you're not aware of that and their projections, and they're literally dumping on all my open centers. So that was a huge learning curve for me. And it wasn't until I did human design and gene keys that I even began to understand my role and their role, and then to be able to go in and heal it within myself so deeply, they all fell away. So the gratitude that I chose a huge number of people to learn lessons with, even though they were very difficult. There's still gratitude that I took that deep dive and could go in and heal every single one of them, to the point that I could walk away in love, not bitterness, not anger, not expectation, but just gratitude for what I learned about myself. And as a huge part of that was to create healthy boundaries. So yes, it's very interesting in families, and even with my own children, understanding their types and how they operate. And that's been really, really incredible and eye-opening, I should say, for myself. So
Yeah, that's one of the things Ra Uru Hu really hoped that the human design system could be brought into the school system, so people could be consciously aware of how we raise our children. Because manifestor children, they have a huge willpower. They need to go out and manifest things. But how many parents want to be told what to do by the short little person in their house? So if parents aren't informed and don't know how to respond to their children, the parents of manifestors need to tell their children, you need to ask permission before you do things, because you might have a wonderful idea, but maybe it's dangerous. Check in with us before you go and manifest the world, please. And so I see a lot of children, their will gets broken as manifestors because the parents didn't know what to do to keep them safe. So if we understand how to interact with these different aura types and allow the healthy expression, then a lot of our codependent dysfunctional family energies could be cleaned up from the get-go, because we're consciously interacting in ways that are healthy. So I'm really looking forward to trying to share this information with more people so we can understand it. There doesn't have to be this much struggle. We can celebrate the differences we have and how that together creates a wonderful harmonic convergence that adds to the wholeness for all of us.
Yes, and going into how the school system can use it, but not only that, and our families, businesses. Like, I'll get calls from people and say, I'm looking at hiring these different people. What will support the group now? And it's like, you really don't want a whole bunch of manifestors or a whole bunch of projectors or whatever. It's that balance. So if it comes down to the wire of you only can select one person, which person actually supports those that are already there?
So there's like 8 different authorities we can have, and that's where we trust our yes and no answers in life from our body, not our mind.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's the challenge, to unwind the mind matrix that has created so much not self strategy in our lives. And that's why we're walking through the aura types to get back to grounding. Okay, this is my aura type. This is my strategy that helps me avoid some of the worst landmines that might blow up in my face in life if I'm paying attention to my strategy, how to inform if I'm a manifestor, to respond if I'm a generator, wait for the invitation if I'm a projector. And the reflector gets to wait the whole moon cycle, 28 days, because their process is a long lunar one.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to that in another discussion.
It's so fascinating to me that how many problems could be avoided and hurts could be avoided if we understood this from birth. Or even now, say your partnerships. It is a very powerful manual for tools on how to lead our life successfully.
Exactly.
Was there anything else you want to share about a generator's aura?
Yeah, I think we talked about the generator working until they're tired, and they don't need to go to bed early like the other aura types.
Oh, let me interject one thing that you did tell me about a generator years ago. You said if they don't use up their energy during the day, then they don't sleep well. So someone that's a generator say, well, I don't really sleep well. Well, it's probably because they sat around all day, not being creative, not using that force within them. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, because they are connected to the Sacral Source. That's the life force on the planet. And so they are meant to channel that in some way, in a creative way, in a physical way, in a working, moving the body, that kind of thing. I know in my life as a generator, when I initiated a program where I live in Italy, there's a beautiful wall around which I can walk every day. And when I started doing that on a regular basis, I started sleeping much better, because making sure that I'm discharging all that energy I have in my psyche, in my energetic field, then when it's time to fall asleep, then sleep is longer and more refreshing. So tuning into how are we wired? It's the nature of acorn to produce an oak tree. An acorn doesn't want to be a rose bush. We have this initial blueprint of what we're here to do on a soul level, and if we can act in harmony with that, it's just so much more rewarding and fulfilling in our lives.
That's wonderful. So, yes, thank you for this. This is just absolutely fantastic.
I hope you join us for the next aura reading, which is the projector. And there are about 20% of us on this planet that have the projector aura type. And it's really, really important to understand a projector's aura and why all your life you've had answers to things, but people continuously ignored you and then claimed it as their idea later. This'll show you and tell you how you can be heard and why you couldn't be heard in the past. Okay, we'll see you then. Oh, yes, and please take a look at all the links I supply in the comment section. And also, I think you would really enjoy my book, The Awakening Ones. It's about this time, right now, that we are in. All right, blessings.